Hello, everyone. Welcome to the C.E.S. Connect podcast, where we will reach through the air by navigating agility, maximizing impact, and embracing relevance. Today, I am very honored to have as our special guest Ivy Guzman, the School Readiness Director. Hi, Ivy.
How are you?
Good. We are so happy to have you. I'm not sure if you're familiar with how this goes, but we're going to start with a few questions, asking a little bit about you so all of our viewers can know you a little more, and then we'll dive into some other stuff. So everyone, welcome Ivy. Now, topic one.
Okay, I'm ready.
All about Ivy, so I hope you excel at this. All right, so question number one. Tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe something about your background that we don't know.
Okay, so I am one of four. I am the second oldest sister, but sometimes I feel like the oldest sister. I am born and raised in New York, Queens, New York, and my nationality is Dominican.
Excellent.
And I went to UNH for school. I earned my bachelor's in political science, and then I started working with young children. So I've been doing that for about 15 years, and then I just recently got my master's from Post in Higher Education Leadership.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That I don't recommend doing it while working full time, but when you do it, it's well worth it.
Excellent. Okay, well, now I have to ask, so how long have you been in Connecticut?
So I've been in Connecticut since high school.
Oh.
I've been in Connecticut. Lived in Waterbury, then West Haven, and then now we live over in New Haven County.
So. Okay. Did you go to high school here in Connecticut?
Yes, I went to high school in Waterbury.
Oh, I went to Holy Cross.
Oh, I went to Crosby.
See, that's where I was leading us. I had a feeling this was great.
We were rivals. That's right.
Yeah. Yes, but I don't do sports.
Yeah, neither did I. So.
If you guys can't tell, no sports for me. All right. Well, look at that. See, this is so exciting.
There you go.
All right. Speaking of the past and high school, and either that time or maybe before it, what would you say is your favorite childhood memory?
I'd have to say hanging out with my cousins that were close to me. So we still are in touch to this day because we're close in age. So when my brothers and my sister kind of went about their ways and paths, we all remained the same, close by. But definitely it was singing contests we would have. And we had a cousin who always wanted to be first and be the lead singer and would not let us be in her band.
So what are these singing contests like?
She thought that she was going to be the next Selena.
Okay.
So yeah, it got very intense very quickly. But we would have like little shows where our parents would come and watch us. Sometimes costumes were involved. Yeah, sometimes the costumes were involved, but it was just fun. And I think in the array of things that aren't fun that go on in your childhood, sometimes just those little bits of moments were great. So definitely with my cousins.
It sounds like a hoot. Totally sounds up my alley. Now I have to say, do you still sing?
I do not sing. I cannot hold a note. My daughter can sing.
Good. Yes.
She is in chorus and she plays band. So that's where the music genes went down to.
All right. What does she play?
She plays the flute.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, she's been playing it since 4th grade. And now she's in high school. So
we have so much in common. I just want to say, my sister was a flautist, so I do sing, if you call it that. But I don't play any instruments. But my sister did. She was a very talented flautist in her time. So most exciting. Not a lot of people talk about the flute, but you go, Lizzo. Sasha is coming and bringing it back. So all right. Now, if you were not an educator, what would your chosen profession be?
So when I enrolled at UNH, I was enrolled in the business school at first. I wanted to do accounting. Then I realized I didn't really want to do that.
Yeah.
So all the way until probably about midway of my senior year, I was studying for the LSATs. I wanted to be a lawyer. And then my path took me in a different direction. So it was to be a lawyer because who doesn't love arguing?
Do you ever still think that that's something you might revisit?
No.
Okay.
I like to be hands-on, and make an actual impact. Not that a lawyer doesn't. I feel that in the work that I do now, I have a greater impact than trying to be a representative for someone in a case.
Well, I can say most definitely that is true. I don't. I'm not going to speak for the lawyers of the world, but anyone who works with children, never mind very young children,
Yeah.
and really work to support those early years is a very special kind of hero. So thank you for being
Thank you.
a hero. Okay, let's see. Tell me about the three most influential people in your life and how they impacted you.
So I will start off with my mom. So my mom immigrated here from the Dominican Republic and kind of left her family behind, and immigrated with my oldest sister. And then I was born here, um, to see that she could just kind of leave a whole life behind and start in a new country, not knowing a language, and just raising four children. Um, it's not something I don't think that I have it in me to do, to be honest with you. But it's an admiration that I have for my mom, and as crazy as she drove me and I drive her, it's one thing that I am forever grateful that she gave me the skills that I have today, the patience, and everything else, to be the person that I am today. So I definitely owe it to my mom for everything that she
What's
did
her
for
name?
us. Maria.
Oh,
Thanks, Mom.
you're winning.
Yeah, you're winning.
All right, so she's number one, clearly.
Yes.
Two more people?
I would say next would be my older sister. So when you talked about childhood, we had our rough patches, and with my sister being 4 years older than me, she kind of took the lead on whenever my mom couldn't, um, and that meant a lot for me. We argue and bickered like sisters until she left for college, and then that's when I knew that I needed her more than I ever thought that she did, that I did. So she was really helpful in kind of guiding me in the areas that my mom couldn't because of language or being from a different country.
Yes.
So with her, I couldn't have done a lot of the things that I did that I do now to this day. So
Are you guys still close?
yes, my sister actually just had a baby.
Oh, congrats.
He is a cutie, and I can't wait to see him in December. For Christmas break, I'll see him. So
very nice.
yeah, but yeah, she's in Boston, and I'm down here.
So okay, that's not so far.
No, it's not far.
All right, one more. Who's your third person?
So if I were to think of a third person, I would group them all into one, and that would be my teachers. Oh. I say that because I spend more time with them than I do with my own family. But they have definitely taught me a lot about myself as an administrator, but also an educator. And with that, I can't do the work that I do without them. So they do play a big role in who I am, who I continue to be, and then also the work that we do together for the children. So they do influence me a lot. They drive me nuts, but they're a good bunch. They're good. They're okay.
No doubt, no doubt. Lord knows that we can't be the educators or leaders we want to be without our teachers, without our support staff, without our therapists. So I agree with that wholeheartedly. We really are stronger together, and I know that they must be just elated to have you as their leader too. Yeah. So, all right, now we're moving on to topic 2. Okay. Get ready, friends. So Ivy, the school readiness director. So this is our genre now. Okay. What is school readiness?
So school readiness is actually a source of funding. In early childhood, but our program specifically caters to children that either live in Bridgeport or their families work in Bridgeport. So it typically targets about low income families. And then in our program, we are also year round. So we don't close like a typical school, but we do have some breaks in between. And then our program starts right now from 3 to 5 years old. Our classrooms, we have 5 classrooms downstairs, 18 kids each, a mixture of typical, atypical children. but it's definitely lots of fun for sure.
They sure must keep you busy.
From 7:30 in the morning till 5:30 at night. They do. And then in the future, we're looking to expand the program as well downstairs to hopefully be able to service children, hopefully as young as 2 years old.
Wow.
And then with the change of kindergarten, we may have children that may need to do another year if they don't qualify to go into their district school. Then we'll be able to support them and still provide them a high level of education through a transition kindergarten program. So
wow,
it's a lot of stuff going on down there.
I was going to say, busy. Holy cannoli! All right,
very busy.
Well, in all your free time that, I have to ask, what do you think is behind the gaps in early and intervention services, and what does that mean for K through 12 schools?
Definitely the funding. So it's not an area. I should say, not that it's not an area that's underlooked. It's one of those areas that you have to make noise so that people know how important it is. So we have seen a lot of changes from when the children have been coming in since the pandemic. A lot of children are having speech delays, need more OT, occupational therapy services to be done, or social and emotional support. A lot of that work is not always provided deeply by the teacher because it needs to be more specialized, and that's where early intervention services would be a great support for them. But definitely on the local level, the funding is what makes or breaks it. And at times, it's the people that can come in to do it. So just like we have a teaching shortage, they also have a shortage. So having someone, either a speech pathologist, someone that is going to school for physical therapy and OT, just getting them to be enrolled in programs and then wanting to get a job outside. Sometimes that can be hard too. So
yeah. Well, what can K through 12 learn from pre-K?
The biggest thing is continue to have fun with the kids. I myself have never taught grade school, but my sister has. My sister is a high school teacher, and my other brother is a high school teacher as well. And they always tell me, "How do you do the job that you do?" And I was like, "I think it's fun. I have fun with them all the time." It's different. I think that once they reach into grade school, we forget that they're sometimes still children. While there are benchmarks and exams that need to be met and criteria, they're still kids. Have fun with them, get to know them, and build off of that. Like it's, downstairs we always, when they're learning about a topic, it's based off of their interest, right? But while that helps to build on the curriculum, it helps the teacher to learn more about the child and what works, what doesn't work. But they also get to have fun with it, and I think that's the best part of it. Today was Silly Hat Day, and I heard some great stories. Just making their hats.
I didn't go. Yes, there was a silly hat day.
Yeah.
Not that this is silly. This is a new priced piece that I recently got, so I'm not calling it silly. A lot of you might think it's silly, but I would love to know more about Silly Hat Day, any kind of hat day.
What's going on?
All right, I'm going to have to check that out because where I am the program administrator of the Preschool Primary Learning Center, and sometimes that can be a question, the difference between our worlds. We are in the special education division, so our buildings are a little different by design, but I totally agree with you that you have to enjoy what you're doing and have fun with the kiddos. Although I am very blessed to have been the PLC administrator for the past 7 years, the first 22 teaching were the funnest, craziest, kookiest, most fulfilling years of my life. So thank you to all of the children, I would say, who touch us, who bring us joy and teach us more than they can ever know. All right, wait. What is the one thing that everyone must know about early childhood education?
Loaded question, but that's okay. I would have to say continue to support them. Support them when they are raising concerns. Support, and by them I mean the teachers. Support the teachers when they're raising concerns. Support them in advocacy of any kind. And make sure that they feel valued. I think a lot of times, people will say, "Oh, you're daycare workers or you're babysitters."
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're not. They have tons of things to do.
Mm-hmm.
They're always assessing the children, making sure that they're meeting their benchmarks, making sure that they're developing to where they need to be, supporting the families. It's no disrespect to a babysitter, but they're doing a lot of that work. So I think if out of everything, that would be the biggest one is respect them. While
Mm-hmm.
some of them may not be certified teachers, they are teachers through and through.
Yes.
And they're providing the foundations for when they do go to grade school. So you need each other. You can't work against each other. You need each other. So
Yes, and it takes a very special um, nurturer to commit to the kind of work that needs to be done in early childhood, both typical development and special
yep.
needs students. And it takes a village, really, of different kinds of personalities and energy levels to do the really heavy lifting. So I agree. I think also that it's important for people to know that you can actually never start too early, that young mind is the best sponge you're going to meet. And it's so important to keep helping a child grow and learn
And I
throughout
think
their life.
to your point when you were talking about that, both of our programs are different.
Mm-hmm.
We learn from one another, so you had someone come to my program and she learned so much, and I've
Yes.
had teachers go to your program to learn so much. And I tell them all the time, I was like, I don't know how Stacey does it.
I don't know how you do it. 18 children in a class.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know how she does it, but the same way you thank me, I want to thank you for the work that you guys do, because just being able to sit there and watch the work that each one of those teachers and parents does for those kids, and the love that those kids have for them. I want to come back.
Oh,
And I
good.
know
Please do.
especially where I want to come
Yep,
back.
yep.
But it doesn't go unnoticed. So I thank you for what you guys do for them.
Well, thank you. I mean, I'm going to give a shout out. I really do think C.E.S. is a very magical and special place. This is my 29th year, and I just can't imagine.
29.
Yes, yes.
What?
I was 3 when I started. No. I'm going to cough because that was, a fib. But really, I am just so blessed that we get to work in an agency that understands that the children are first, that all children are unique and talented little beings, and that we are fully supported to really help them develop and grow and blossom. And so kudos to C.E.S. for definitely supporting us even in varied programs across buildings to be able to touch those children's lives. So, all right, but now with all that said, let me tell you, you sound like a very busy director.
Busy all the time.
All right, well, you probably wear a lot of hats, Ivy.
I do.
So we are now in the segment. I'm going to move my cup over, and of course, yes, my cat paperclip. If you know anything about me. Yes.
I've never seen that before.
I have several in all different colors, and I also have a cat. Her name is Tittles. We'll talk more about her in the All About Stacey podcast. Look for that coming up in your future. Many hats. Now, this is the part of the segment where I do I'm at home preparing for our time together. I channel the guest and I say, out of the large collection at home, which hat screams Ivy? Now, I've brought these 3 beauties, and I was curious if any of them were speaking to you more than the other. And if so, why?
I would say this one. So I think about, this is going to sound very not education wise. I think about just when I'm home, and I love to dress up a lot.
Thank God.
Sometimes I wear black a lot at work.
Yes.
Because then if I get dirty, I don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Today is very different, but
yes.
So I love black.
Okay.
So we work with black, but it's also like fancy black too.
All right. That you are welcome to put that fascinator on
So
if you want to pull her out. I wedged her in so she wouldn't fall over.
It's like really.
It,
Okay.
yes.
You're
So this
very,
is a fascinator.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Thank you.
I think that's an excellent
Thank
choice. Okay, so now we're on the rapid fire questions. Okay. All right. So you're going to answer first thing that comes to mind that's mostly appropriate. All right. Ready? What's your last Google search?
I searched land in Beaufort, South Carolina.
Wow. Okay. Why? I have to ask. Why?
My husband's mother, so my mother-in-law, she is from Beaufort, and we want to take a trip out to St. Helena Island, Beaufort's Fripp Island, for probably spring break. So.
How far is that? I don't know where Beaufort is.
I also don't know where Beaufort is. I know that it's out off the coast, so it's like those little islands that are outside of South Carolina. Okay. Yeah. So if you were driving, it's probably like 15 hours. That's too much.
Beaufort. Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So we would fly and then drive into it, but that's where he spent a lot of his childhood. Wow. I want to see it.
Yes, as you should. Okay. What is the best advice you've ever received?
Oh, be true to yourself.
Okay. Who said it? To you. Do you remember?
I think it was just something I've always just seen. I believe in when things are always popping up in front of you, that it's serving you a purpose or is trying to show you a message. So be true to yourself. And especially in this line of work, you can get lost in where you're supposed to be. So be true to yourself and what you believe in.
All right. And being true to yourself, what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Vanilla. Okay. And the brand would be Oatly now. Oatly ice cream is top notch.
Excellent. All right. What dish do you cook best?
I would have to say arroz con guandules.
Which is?
So
I don't cook at all. I mean, I'm just going to tell you, I eat a can of soup every night, friends. Please educate me. I hate cooking. So help me. Help me.
I will help you. All right. Arroz con guandules is rice and pigeon peas is what it's translated to. So sometimes you'll see if you go to a Spanish restaurant, it's yellow, orangey kind of rice, and then it has green beans or peas in it.
Oh, okay. I do believe I might have had that.
Probably.
And if I have it, I'm giving this shout out, Clarissa. Okay, so finish the phrase. Ready? This is the last one. You can do it.
I can do it.
Okay. Finish the phrase. C.E.S. is my
escape.
Okay.
There's sometimes a lot that's going on in the world, and because I love my job and I love just being with the kids, they are my escape. And you get, like I said, you get to have fun with them. So.
Oh, Ivy, thank you so very much for today, for this wonderful interview. I think we learned a lot about each other. I think even more than we got to dive in today. So you never know, there might have to be an Ivy part 2. I also have an older sister. She was 4 years older. Didn't always get along. So many things, so much for us to talk about. But that is it for today, friends. So we just want to thank you for being here with us. A big thanks to Ivy. And also to please invite you to our next podcast where Suzanne Clement will be our guest. But overall, we just want to wish you a happy and healthy day. Take care. Thanks. Bye.